Gambling addict. Last bet 14th of April 2007. Hello guys and girls. It's been a while, 2 or 3 months, but I'm back. I'm looking to probably try and do these fortnightly or every 3 weeks. I don't want to keep doing them every week for now, but I'm back. Hope everyone's doing fine. Hope everyone had a good Christmas and New Year. Anyone who's tried to stop gambling, as in a New Year's resolution, I hope you're trying to get there a day at a time. Hope you're trying to get the help you need. Hopefully you can join in on the conversation today as well. It's been quite a whirlwind 2-3 months for me, really. Obviously I started a new role and it's been amazing. I'm still pinching myself now. It's been great to go and talk about my story in schools and things like that. So it's been great to share and try and prevent gambling harm. Obviously, I've had a great Christmas. Kids were absolutely buzzing with the presents. My wife, I got a wife a nice little present as well. It was my daughter's birthday as well. She's now 7, Lucy, on Christmas Day. Can't believe how the time flies. She just got her first wobbly tooth today as well, which is signs of her growing up, really. So that was great. Obviously, there's been lots of news in the press lately, so I imagine there'll be some questions and answers around that. People who have been switched on with it all would know all about it and what views they've got and things. If there's any questions on there, feel free to ask them. I'm quite happy to answer them. My recovery is going really good. I'm 13 years in April, which is unbelievable, really. If anyone when I first stopped, this is for people who are just come to terms with stopping and struggling, and people telling you can do this, you can do that. I laughed at people when they were saying they were 10 years into recovery when I was going through GA, and I laughed at them saying, you could do this, Andy, you can get this far. I was barely going 2-3 weeks at a time and then gambling again every payday towards the end, because that's the only way I had access to money. But here I am. I want to believe I've done 116. This is my 116th vlog. I won't believe I had a YouTube channel full of loads of subscribers, and the amount of people who message me for help and something like that. Really, thank you very much, Scott, for that. Obviously, I can't paint them because I do rent my house. Feel free to come over and paint them yourself. I'll be more than happy to let you do that, mate. Scott's one of my colleagues, and it's been a pleasure to going around the country with him, listening to his story. He's an inspirational person as well, very switched on, very clever, and an absolute angel. Backs you all the way. A very, very nice guy. It's a pleasure to work with him. But yeah, it's been great. No problem, Scott. It's been great doing the vlogs, and I did need a bit of a break from them. Just couple of reasons, really. I did want to concentrate on my role and also family as well. I was starting to not see my family much during the week and not be able to do football training, things like that, and I wanted to spend some good weekends with them, and it's been fab, having nice times away, day trips away, and just having little film nights, movie nights, playing pool with my boys. I started taking my boys because I've got a bit of an interest in pool and snooker now. A bit like when I was a kid. I enjoyed going down on a Friday night down the social club with my dad, playing pool. So my boys have started to take interest. Liam's slightly better than Joel. Joel loses his rag. He's a bit older, but he loses his rag and starts rushing things. Whereas Liam, he's absolutely bit more switched on, and he thinks about it and then plays his shots, and he's not too bad, actually. It's been great going to watching them play football as well when they've been on. Joel's team's top of the league at the minute. They had another 3-2 win today. I actually stood in as a referee at the last minute. As everyone knows, I was a qualified referee back in the day, so I wasn't really prepared, so I had skinnies on, a nice jumper on, and some flat Lacoste trainers on as well. So on a muddy pitch, nearly went arse over tit a few times, but nice to get involved in the lads' football, really. Becky's fine. She's obviously always tired because with her teaching assistant post, it's a very busy day for her, and it's been nice to be at home at times as well, to cook tea, do some chores around the house, and nice to be switched on, really, and just have a little, just keep myself busy. Obviously, my work keeps me busy as well, and it's been fantastic to like travel up and down the UK doing it, really. So I'm settled, I'm happy, I'm not doing no shift work, which is a bonus for me, really, because I do get pretty tired, especially when I was doing nights and afternoons. Hi Sean, I hope you're doing well, buddy. Sean was one of my guests a few months ago now at Leicester Forest East service station. We did a live vlog from there. Sean's on Twitter at Sean_Moore. If anyone's got like any social media, feel free to drop it in on the actual live chat so you can connect to other people, network people, be around people who understand what you're going through. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Sean. I really appreciate that. Obviously, you can find me at Andy Margaret on Twitter, or you can Facebook message my name as well. I don't really take friend requests on Facebook, but feel free to chat to me anytime, privately and anonymously as well. I'm not going to repeat anything that's ever said to me if it's in confidence. It's nice to see lots more people come out and be a bit more open with their addiction as well. Obviously, however you want to do it, that's fine. Thanks, Scott, for sharing that one. It's brilliant. You dyeing your beard, Andy? No, I won't be dyeing my beard. I never do. It's got lots of grey in it. It probably needs a bit of a trim as well. But it's nice to keep connected with other people. Be around, if you've got that urge to gamble, especially early on, those first 6 to 12 months are very critical. If you got that urge to gamble, rather than act upon it, find someone to talk to. Message 5 or 6 people. One person will come back and reply to you. You also got like the National Problem Gambling Helpline as well. They're there 24/7, can field calls, and they're trained online to help you try and fight your gambling addiction. I'll talk one or two bits about in the news lately. Obviously, the credit card ban coming into force on the 14th of April 2020, which is quite amazing. For me, it's because that'll be the day of my 13th year off a bet, and credit card gambling featured quite heavily in my life, and it was a absolute, for me, I'm very supportive of it. I think borrowing money to gamble is the wrong way to go, but that's just my own personal view. That's how I believe, really. It'd be nice to meet up with you, boys. So it'd be great stuff. I know who you are on Twitter. Just to wait it out. But it's great. It will be like another good barrier to prevent yourself from taking that next step of gambling. But it's just a barrier. You have to rely on yourself to keep yourself from gambling. Hi Sean, hope you're doing well, buddy. You put as many barriers in place as you can. Keep your recovery simple. Don't make it as hard as possible for you to gamble. As I say, this will be a good thing, the credit card ban thing, but there is ways and means around it, and especially in them early days, we find them ways to gamble as much as we can. We make an excuse to gamble, whereas sometimes I think we make an excuse not to try and help ourselves. And at the end of the day, we have to help ourselves. Nobody else can fix you. You can't wait for somebody else to come and fix you, or some sort of legislation to come and fix you. It has to come from the person. We can talk about it, we can put many barriers in place, all these different ideas, all like the bank blocks, etc., which are great. There's Monzo, and there's a few big banks starting to like put gambling transaction blocks on their cards, which is fantastic. Some fantastic work out there by various people who've actually talked about trying to get this done, which is amazing. But get that help you need. Thank you, Wise Up guys. This is Mark Murray as well. I've met him once or twice on my travels with work, and he's got a good story to tell as well. He's very, very clever, very switched on, and his story was mind-blowing for me as well. I mean, it was quite nice to meet up with him 2 or 3 times now, and it's been great to meet up with everybody. And life is just so good for me at the moment. I'm not gonna lie about that at all. I'm very happy with my recovery, very happy with just life in general, happy with my lads. You know what gets me the most is Joel. he's took such an interest in my role at the moment, and he asked him where I'm off to today and all that lot, and he said last week, Dad, you know what? I'm proud of you, and it's stuff like that keeps me going. It's amazing, and no, I'll tell everyone about the Christmas Day initiation maybe another time, Scott. But it's great to get that connection with my son and talk about my life with gambling, because obviously he's never seen me gamble. None of them have, and I imagine I'll get plenty more questions as I get older, especially from Liam. He's quite inquisitive as well, and it's another good thing about recovery, especially if I'm like 4, 5, 6 years in. For me, telling as many people as possible has worked for me. I totally get if people want to keep quiet. Totally get if people want to just sit back, take the time with things. All I can say is focus on yourself. You have to be selfish in your recovery. I think quite a lot of people, what I see on like social media and stuff from various other people trying to do too much for everybody else when they're not looking after themselves, and it doesn't help really. And I think you have to help yourself first and foremost. It's all good, brilliant, trying to connect with as many people as possible and say this and that, try and give people advice, etc. Try and look after you first and foremost. Nothing else matters but your recovery at the end of the day. And if I felt uncomfortable in my recovery, I'll obviously talk about it and open up about it, and that's what I did. That first 2 years was very hard, much hard work. Everyone knows my stories of like going cold turkey, bouncing off the walls, ordering Chinese on Boxing Day, and it's great. It's brilliant. I mean, another bit I talk about as well. I mean, I had to, when Becky unfortunately had a miscarriage a while ago, before we had Lucy, and I don't think, if I was still gambling, I don't think I would have given a shit about her, to be honest. I would have been awful to her. I would have been zoned out. I probably would have gone on a massive gambling spree to like try and hide my feelings about it. So yeah, of course I would have been upset, but how I dealt with it was probably going to be through gambling. And luckily I had that about 5, 6 years of recovery in me, and I had to grow up to be a father and grow up to be a husband, and that's what helped me and her get through that situation, because she supported me for so long through my addiction, and it was great to have that offer, because she could have quite easily walked away, but she didn't, and we fell in love with each other again. And you know the story. She's still here with me. It's still very raw for her. I think I did a vlog about 9-10 months ago now, and I had her by my side, and it was still so raw for her, so in bits, and it really did kill her, really. And she's a very emotional person as well, and it really did struggle. I'm just going to answer a couple of these. Hi Steve, how you doing, buddy? Good defeat for you yesterday. Nice to see. Makes a change. I sure another thing that helped me was making sure that I stopped gambling for myself. For me, the wrong motivations won't make you stop. Absolutely, you have to do it for yourself initially. I mean, there's others out there. I think probably Scott would allude to that as well. He's probably got different thoughts on that as well. But everyone's fine. Everyone's got different ways of stopping and what motivates them the most. Thing me is, if I went back gambling, I'd lose everything. I'd lose all my family, and I don't want to lose that. I take responsibility for what I've done. If I went back and gambled now, everything would be a mess. I'd have no career, I'd have no house, I'll be out on my arse, out the house, and I know I won't be seeing my kids every day, and that would probably kill me the most. It would absolutely frighten me to death. I try and keep away for all the right reasons. They were there, and basically. Also, I mean, I talk about my relationship with my dad and gambling, because my dad still has a bet and stuff, and he blamed himself for introducing me to gambling. He wished he never done it, probably, and I say, look, no, it's me who lost control. My dad's still got full control of his gambling. He's absolutely fine. He's just a bit more of a horse racing fan, really. But I think for the first year or two as well, I kind of used horse racing as a spectator sport for me, and I've even switched away from that now. I barely watched any racing for a long time, really. There we go. Good evening, chat. Hey, Darren, hope you're doing well soon. Hope we can see you soon. Yeah, exactly. It's just speaking from it. People have their own reason. Best to all support one another. Exactly, Sean. Exactly. Get everything on. Exactly, Scott. Then once I stopped, I realised I had everything I needed. It's what I allude to a lot. Everything I ever chased through gambling, I've got without. I get to have a nice house to live in. I've got a wonderful family, wonderful career. Get to go on holiday every year. I'm getting to actually go on a cruise next year, which is absolutely amazing. I can't wait to do that. That's one of the best things ever. I never dreamt I'd ever go on a cruise. I've been to New York with the wife. I've been take loads of day trips out, trying to do normal things. I want to do all the normal things, pay the bills, go food shopping, go and buy some nice clothes now and again, go and get silly haircuts, and life is so great. Got everything I tried to win through gambling, just 12 months since I started. Exactly, Sean. Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Yeah, Steve. Yeah, my old man here, he was I'd say working at Rolls Royce is a loose term using the word working, but yeah, I know what you mean. He's loving retirement. I mean, I look up to my mum and dad a hell of a lot, and for them to retire at an early age and by the seaside, they are living a dream, and hopefully I can do that one day, and that might be the dream for me and Becky, basically. Hi Dan, hope you're doing well, buddy. Nice to see you on the thing. On the vlog, on the thing, am I daft or what? Hi Owen, can you tell me anything about urges? They are worse now after 4 months than in the first month. This is where complacency can come in, Owen. First year is always very hard, and I think people after about a month or two think they've probably cracked it, and then think what ifs and everything. Keep talking about your urges. Imperative you talk about them. Don't place that bet if you can. Instead of giving into that urge, talk about your urge, and those urges will slowly go after a period of time. That first 12 months is crucial, absolutely crucial. Pulling away from that bet and keeping chilled, keeping relaxed, keeping calm, keeping focused, talking to somebody about it, be it someone who's feeling the same things as you or a partner, basically. Better to be honest, not to tell that lie. Go and have that bet. You end up going in that spiral and out of control. Them urges can go away. As Scott's probably asked you now, what do you gamble on? I can't remember what you was gambling on, to be honest. I think you a sports betting, I think. Sorry, it's been a while since I've done a vlog, and obviously I recognise a few names on here still. So, all good really. But yeah, I've got everything I ever chased through gambling I've got without, and it's amazing for me. Absolutely, I can't wait to go on that cruise in 18 months' time for my dad's 65th, and it's great to have that. Yeah, sports and roulette. Have you got any blocks in place at all? When you got all like your Gamblock and your GamStop, Gamban app. As long as you try and take that way, got all blocks in place. That's a good start. You know, if you want to talk to Scott about this, Owen, he's going to probably give you something. It's actually a lot easier. Remember, I want to gamble is different than a desire to gamble. Absolutely, Dan. That's that's quite correct. Keep them blocks in place. Those, as long as you've got the time, money, and opportunity, all three of them come together, you're going to gamble. But taking away the time, taking away the money and taking away the opportunity, they're the two better ones to try and take out the triangle. Time is always the biggest killer, and you have to fill that time, all that void from when you was gambling all that time to what you're doing now without it. It is hard, it is critical, don't get me wrong, and you have to find something that can fill your time. Obviously I got fit and did a lot of running and things like that. Nice to have stuff to look forward to and enjoy not being at betting and having peace of mind. Quite correct, Steve. Quite correct, mate. Exactly, Scott. That's another great way of doing it. As Scott's alluded to, he written down what helped him. He written it on a piece of paper, etc. And that might help you it's like a diary kind of thing basically. And if you was gambling every day, write it down and things like that. And if you notice, most people when you have a gamble are going to lose. In the whole country, you're going to lose. There's a reason why you'll never win. You will never win. I mean, the little are still alive, but fading, and them urges are his last breaths and efforts to get you to return to your old ways. That's a good analogy, Darren. Brilliant analogy. I totally got what you said, mate. You didn't need to do the little monster bit. I know what you're saying. But yeah, I mean, I know people say they're 100% never gamble. For me, I'm 99% saying I never gamble. 1% why I always keep in check. Keep that little chimp away if I can. Routine and structure massive for me. I still do a weekly planner after 7 years. That's brilliant, Mark. That's brilliant. Everyone's got different ways of actually doing things. Like I say, routine's quite good, very good. Just trying to do normal things. Plan your week ahead, what you're gonna do, etc. You feel like you're winning because you're not spending and not saying it's right, but it works for exactly, Scott, and that's great if you know what I mean. Yeah, you're quite right, Sean. Pretend bet on Derby County every week. Yeah, but it was nice to get a good win on Friday and see Rooney bag a nice free kick. Obviously, there's been a lot of press about Derby County this season. Not all for the right reasons, but it is what it is. It's been a bit hit and miss, but hopefully next season will be a lot better. I've kind of written this season off already, to be fair. It's been great to... Hey Katie, how you doing? Nice, long time no see. I hope you're doing well. My mate Wayne. Yeah, as Scott's alluding to there, Scott was lucky enough to do the interview with Wayne Rooney around gambling addiction, and it was an absolute buzz for him. I weren't sure about the actual jacket he had on, but there we go. It looked like Del Boy Trotter, to be fair. Well, I hope so. Hopefully you can welcome us to Rico Arena if you end up... getting back into your home ground. We'll see. But yeah, it's nice to see. He's just a good friend of mine. Yeah, all right. But Scott's interview with Wayne is very good. You can find that anywhere on the internet somewhere. I'm sure he could post a link up if he wanted to as well. I know he was buzzing about that because that is one of his all-time heroes, footballing heroes. So yeah, that's pretty good. Hey Katie, nice to see you. Yeah, it's nice to see quite a few familiar faces on here and talking. As I say, apologies not been around for a bit. I hope you're looking well. Lovely to see your smiley face. Thank you, Katie. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you're going well, getting stronger and stronger every day. Nice to see you vlogging now and again as well. Katie and Gambling Sucks both do vlogs, pre-recorded vlogs, and they're very good and very informative about how people are trying to fight addiction. Hi Sean, I'm doing well, thank you. Sean, another vlogger as well. He's done a couple of live vlogs as well. It'd be nice to see him come back on as well. So nice to see quite a few vloggers on here tonight. And it's brilliant to people putting their voice out, letting them be heard about their life with gambling addiction. It's fantastic to see. The more and more, the merrier for me. And it's great to see as many people talking about the addiction as they can, and what problems they may have with gambling, etc. as well. Love Island at 9. Don't worry, I'll be gone by about past anyway. I know Scott enjoys his Love Island. But yeah, I'm just buzzing with life. Absolute buzzing with life. I'm feeling quite fit as well. I've done a lot of running lately. Kicking on. I know I'm 40 now, but I'm still cracking on with my fitness. Sleeping very well. Very rarely getting ill. That's what like shift work can bring you all the time, really. But I'm absolutely happy family life, happy friends life as well. See my friends more often than I haven't in the past. It's just great to be around. I mean, I went for a nice meal last night. What would help you as a 16-year-old who has never gambled? Education, as you say, Scott. I mean, obviously it's part of my role, really. Give people that choice, give them the full facts around gambling and what can happen if you place that bet. It might win, more likely than not it will lose. given the facts, what can happen. I mean, given the worst case scenario, given what can happen if you spiral out of control. Talk about what can happen. Give the crowd some stats. As you say, yeah. I mean, it's a high suicide rate, fastest suicide rate in the whole of the UK at the moment. I don't know like the correct figures. It's around about 400 to 450 people kill themselves each year through problem gambling, and I want people to reach out and get that help. So GA, GamCare, Gordon Moody, NHS clinics. It's 15 opening up around the country soon. Around the country now, and obviously there's Leeds, Manchester, Sunderland, and one in London. But there's going to be more and more and more of them. 450 too many, as you say, Scott. I wish there was never going to be another one ever, and this is why I do the vlogs. Try and reach out to you all. Try and get help you need. As you say, difference between gambling, alcohol, and drugs. You can see the physical effects of alcohol and drugs. Gambling addiction is the silent addiction. Just reading up, there's a lot of people talking. Agreeing that wasn't clothing, that was a throw from his couch. No need to apologise, plenty of support out there, but could be more. As you say, you can't piss dice into a cup. Yeah, quite correctly. Hi Darren, hope you're doing well, buddy. But there's loads more for like education, and I'm humbled to get to talk to lots of pupils, and I get lots of questions and answers from them as well. And I know quite a few have subscribed onto the channel as well. So if there's anyone lurking here, please feel free to say hello, talk to me. I'm more than happy to. But we talk a lot about gaming as well, like loot boxes and skins and things. I found out a quite frightening stat a few weeks ago, like £270 million in 2018 was spent on loot boxes by under 18s, and they're kind of a form of gambling as well. The best way I could describe it, I'm nicking somebody's quote from a while ago, who I know very well. I hope he's watching as well. Remember Panini stickers and World Cup stickers, and then you got down to your last 10, 15, and you needed to get those stickers, and you kept buying loads of packets blind. Loot boxes are pretty much a digital version of them, because you want to like improve your thing and things like that. Space of it, improve your gaming, make yourself better, etc. But you don't know what you're getting, so it's a bit of a gamble in itself. Loving all these metaphors and analogies. Kate is great. It's all gambling. If I had a bet yesterday, what would you suggest me to do right now if I want to start? Where do I turn to? I think for me, the best thing to do is talk about it. I went to GA. GA was fantastic for me. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but sitting around a room full of people who are experiencing the same problems, who are in recovery, some vital advice in them rooms. It's absolutely amazing. You got GamCare, which is 24/7, break even, various places where you can go and get help. But obviously, I'd be honest, if you're struggling, if you've got a partner, you've got a mum or dad, you've got a sister, brother, open up to somebody. A problem shared is a problem halved. Something I've nicked Scott off, basically. Do it, tell my loved ones. For me, it worked, helped for me. I know it's hard, one of the hardest things you'll ever do is talk to your loved ones about it. But for me, it worked for me personally. And I know it probably worked for Scott as well, and other people as well. I think it's becoming a lot more talked about over the past few years. Exactly, Luke. It really has kicked on, especially the last 18 months or so for me personally. Exactly, Sean. Yes, tell your loved ones they're here to help you. That's mine and Mum's saying, mate. You can steal it. Yeah. I always steal things, Scott. I'm from Derby, to be fair. The great news about the ban on credit cards and use online. Yeah, no brainer. It was coming, I think, for a while. If you break your leg, If you break your leg, as Scott says, you go to the A&E. Who do you go talk to about your problems? It's the most important part of your body, the brain. Now, it's the most, like, say, you want to distangle the most is your brain. If you've got something on your mind, something off your chest, go and talk to someone about it. I obviously go and do a lot of volunteering at the Night Bus in Derby, which is a mental health initiative, and people come in feeling a bit low, feeling a bit down, get them to come off, say something off the chest. We might not be able to like give them all the answers, but they'll feel better for getting it off your chest. I know when I first got caught out by Beck, and I told her everything all them years ago, I felt a sudden whoosh off my chest. I felt better. Obviously, I passed all my problems on to her, but she supported me. As much as she hated me and distrusted me, because the biggest thing you lose is the trust in you. But for me, sharing it with your loved ones, talking to them, being open about it is the best way. And it's going back to them urges as well. Talk to your loved ones about your urges. Honesty is the best policy. Yeah, as you say, Scott, brain is much more powerful than any bone or muscle in the body. I can't agree more, mate. Couldn't agree more. Exactly. Right, I've gone on for about 30 minutes now. I always try and plan for around half an hour. I'm glad you've all come on and done a lot of talking with me. Glad you've come back after me having a couple of months off the vlog. But I'm looking to try and do these every fortnight to probably 3 weeks now. Maybe a bit sporadic, be around fitting it around my family time and work time now. Thank you for all your support and everything over the time I've been doing the vlogs. It's been amazing. I'm still getting messages now of like inspirational messages to me, and from the bottom of my heart I say thank you. It's been absolutely amazing to get these vlogs keep going, and they actually help everybody. If they're meant to help just that one person, that's amazing for me. It's humbling for me to hear. And thank you for all your messages once again. Thank you for everyone coming on day at a time, as you say, Steve. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sean, again. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Scott. Thank you to everyone who would come on. Cheers, Darren. My name's Andy, and I'm a compulsive gambler. Last bet, 14th of April, 2007. Bye, guys.